As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
The movie I'm about to review for you guys is probably by far the best mob movie I've ever seen in my life. I mean, this movie is so good. And now I'm gonna go into more detail about it. Goodfellas, which was filmed in 1990 and was directed by Martin Scorsese, is about Henry Hill, played by Ray Liotta, and his upbringing in the mob and how it all got started. Now, something I love about this movie is that it's narrated by Ray Liotta, and it's just so, you didn't see that back in the day, and how it's like he's talking about, throughout the whole movie, he's narrating and everything that happens. And I think it's so interesting, especially when he breaks like the third wall. It's pretty cool to see. After watching this movie, it makes me want to like be in the mob at the beginning, anyways. Towards the end of the movie, it's kind of I'm glad I live where I am. I'm glad I grew up in the time that I did. But like at the beginning, he made it seem so cool when he was little, and oh, these guys got the suits and the fancy cars and everything masculine about it. They look nice. Everybody adores them. And even when he was a kid, and people were walking his mom's groceries to his house out of respect because they knew what he did. I just think that was so cool, and like I wish. Me watching that, I was like, dang, I wish people respected me like that, carry my mom's groceries. But it's just not how it is nowadays, you know. And there's no mob in Indiana that I know of. But I thought it was really cool on how they kind of like brought him in and they made him himself. And I thought it was very funny when his parents got the letter and found out that he wasn't going to school. So they took the mailman that delivered to him and beat him up and told him never to deliver anything ever again. And he said he never heard another letter from the school. His parents never asked any more questions. That was so funny. Another character that I think's interesting in this movie was Joe Pesci's Tommy. At the beginning of the movie, Tommy's like normal. He's not alright, and you see a scene where he's talking a joke, and then Henry says, "You're so funny," and he goes, "What's so funny about it?" And everything gets serious, and he's just joking. So you're like, okay, he's just joking. But later on in the movie, you see that he's actually got some anger issues. You find out later he can't handle them that well, and he kills some people that are part of the mob. He kills a guy who's a main man, and you're not supposed to kill them. So that's just bad altogether. And then he killed he killed Spider, an innocent kid for no reason. That scene when he killed Spider, I was like, ugh, like that's real gritty. That's like real mob stuff. That's like the part that does not want me to be in the mob, you know. I like the not that I want to be in the mob, but I just like the respect thing, you know. And they get stuff for people, and like, everyone just respects them. They drive nice cars. They wear fancy suits. I just think that is just like the life. That's like that's just it's so good, and that's what Martin Scorsese does so well. He brings out like the manliness in these movies with the mob movies. This is just attraction to most men. Most men think that's pretty cool. Nice old Cadillacs, suits, and just respect. That's something that I think's so like. That's like everything in this movie. That they're all about respect. You respect me, I respect you. So later on in this movie, something that I thought was weird is how they're in the mob and they all think that they're one big family, but like when something goes wrong, they cut people off. Like if you're in jail, they don't want to talk to you because you're not associated with them, which I kind of understand. But when they did the big heist and there was a bunch of people connected to it, they started just like killing off their friends. And like it was kind of like a scene from like the Dark Knight where the Joker, they all kill each other. That's how I felt, because like they're just killing each other one after another, and they're all in it together. They're all friends. And I think that's something that Henry didn't like, is that they were just killing people for like no reason, and that's definitely something. It's not really family like the mob thinks they are. And now whenever I think of a gangster movie or a mob movie, I think about this movie. This movie has a special place in my heart because this is like one of the first Martin Scorsese films I ever watched when I was little. Not little, but younger. And now when I rewatch it, makes me even love it more. Just the way they all act and how they're all a family. But then towards the end, they're not a family at all. They all backstab each other. That's what I think is so interesting. At the beginning, they're all about family and togetherness and being one. But then once one person goes to jail or like they think something's being fishy or something like that, they just stab each other in the back, like literally, like they literally kill people, like they're friends. And Jimmy's always like, never rat on your friends. He said that. And then Henry at the end does end up ratting on him, but is Jimmy really his friend? He was trying to kill him and his wife. So, I mean, I would snitch on him if he was, I mean, if I was in my shoes. If I was in his shoes. But, yeah. If I was to rate this movie, I would say it's obviously, I'd give it a 10 out of 10. This movie is just so good, and I think if you have not seen this movie, it's a shame on you. You need to go and either rent this movie or buy it. I'd buy it. I bought it a long time ago. Yeah, yeah. So that's my review on Goodfellas, and thanks for watching.
And now it's all over.